All right, we are back, and ladies and gentlemen, it is an absolute honor to sit down with Phillip Gouker tonight. You guys know his boy Nato, who's an absolute legend on two wheels, what I always call the future legend of the sport, right? I remember real
I
quick,
hope.
but before we get into this whole story of you and this year's race and all that, I remember being a big fan of obviously Nathan's for a long time, and I was at Cycle Jam last year at Road Atlanta, and I happened to come by, and I was like, wait a minute, there he is right there, right? And I go up, I'm like, hey man, what's up? I'm Simcoe from Pin the Gas, right? And he was very reserved, right? He was just like, hi, you know what I'm saying? It's he's just one of those type of people that you got to get to know. Once he gets to know you, then he just
Yeah,
opens up and it's like,
he's
okay,
quiet.
right? So yeah, he's absolutely an amazing human, but he was very kind of like, and then I met your wife that weekend too. And I was like, where's Phillip at? She's like, he's not here. You was at work,
Mm,
I think, that weekend or
hmm
something.
Yeah, Dale took
Um,
him that weekend. That was the first weekend Dale took him.
Dale Quarterly, right? So we'll
Hmm
get in all that because Nathan,
hmm
that was something me and Nathan really touched on. Obviously, that you listen to the podcast, so
hmm
and like I told him, that was one of those important puzzle pieces in his big picture of his
Ah,
journey on two wheels too, right?
oh yeah.
So, and I
Yep.
talk about that quite often. So yeah, but Phillip, bro, it's good to see you, my man. It was good to see you at
You as well.
Atlanta.
Yeah, yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. It's a good weekend in Atlanta. Yeah.
We'll definitely talk about that. But yes, absolutely. I told him, I was like, they're not ready for you. Like, once you get into your stride, it's game over. Like it really is. And I seen that at Cycle Jam when I was seeing him out there riding. I was standing there watching him. I went turn one, went all the way down the back through the S's, all that stuff, down coming out of 10, down the straight. And I was like, he's just killing it. Absolute talent on two wheels. So
Thanks, man.
yes, dude, you're very welcome. And all that originated and stems from you sitting right here, right? Which come from your dad or your grandpa, right? So let's
Mm-mm.
get into that story, Phillip. How did you get into all right? So what was your journey out on two wheels? How did all this happen for you?
Yeah, nothing like that. Nothing like what Nathan has. No, I didn't. I didn't really get started riding until I was in high school. I had a boss, Randy Sorgel, Sorgel's Orchards. It was my first job. It was a greenhouse garden center in Wexford, Pennsylvania, and his kids were super young, and I taught them how to ride a bicycle, so he taught me how to ride a motorcycle. And yeah, and then a couple of years later, in my 20s, I was dating my now wife, and we started doing some track days and met Aaron Stevenson. I bought Aaron Stevenson's Ducati 748 here in my hometown, Lexington, North Carolina, and we were doing some corner speed stuff with Aaron and his instructors, and my wife crashed, and yeah, and then I ended up parting out the Ducati, and I don't know, the rest is history. We kind of got into it then. That's how I got that's how I got into it.
Yeah, I mean that's everybody has their own beautiful journey into two wheels, right? And
Yeah.
it all stems and starts from somewhere. It's funny. I met my wife on a blind date. We're supposed to meet up several times before we actually made up. Yeah, made up. Actually linked up or whatever. So yeah, it's funny how life works, man. It's
Mm.
and then you had mentioned Aaron. So Aaron Stevenson, he's an absolute legend. For those that don't know who Aaron Stevenson is, what are you doing? Corner speed, corner spin, like it's an absolute legend on. And him and his journey with Micah is absolutely amazing. I love those journeys they go on together. But yeah, so you and your wife out there on track days, and then me being a father, such as yourself, and I'm assuming a lot of other people listening is I had the aspirations and dreams. As soon as my wife told me she was pregnant, I was like, we're having a boy and he's going racing, right? My wife's like, no,
Yeah.
he's going to do what he wants. And how do you know it's going to be a him? We might have a girl. And I'm like, no, we're having a boy. He's going racing, right? I had this set goals and vision, right? So much so to where obviously many of you know Rossi, right? He's absolutely amazing at the track, but when he's at home, it's hardly anything motorcycle related at
Hmm
all, right? I don't force it upon him. He's got a brand new dirt bike. He's ridden probably 5 times, right?
hmm
Kind of shame to say I ride it more than he does, but
It's all right.
um, yeah, dude, he has that option, and I realized that my dreams were crushed when I knew that he wasn't into it. But I think that every parent in some sort of way wants to pass on something of theirs that they're so passionate about, and they want them to take up that and continue with that too, right? And for me, it still might happen. You know, for you, it's a completely different ball game, right? So,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's definitely different. I mean, well, and remember though, I have two, he has two older sisters. So I played competitive soccer all my life, and the girls actually got into that, and were playing pretty competitive, and then they kind of stopped playing competitive, and that probably crushed me the same way that yeah, sort of
uh,
crushing you. But yeah, but then obviously with Nathan and the moto, mom pushed it more than I did when he was younger. Yeah, she was she definitely pushed a lot more in the parking lots and all that good jazz than I did because I was tired.
right, right. Thank you, Mom. We appreciate
Yeah,
that, right?
yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah, man. Moms, right? There's very few of my friends that I've had on here where their moms really backed. I'm not saying that they don't, they just never talked about it, right? It was always dad or grandpa or whoever. Um, yeah, and soccer. I talk about it. I get made fun of because I tell people, I was like, I don't watch. They're like, do you watch football? I'm like, I watch the real football,
Mm,
soccer,
mhm.
right? Yes, I watch that, but the handball, not really. Super
No,
Bowl, just to go hang out with my friends to eat hot wings and shit.
commercials.
Other than that, yeah, don't really give a shit, right? Let's be honest. So, but soccer, my team's Inter Miami here in the United States. So
Okay.
yeah, I watch them on Apple TV. Let's go, Messi. It's not because Messi's there. Obviously, everybody knows one of my favorite colors is pink, right? So when they
Yep, yep.
started up and all that, they had the pink and the black. I was like, I like them.
Okay,
So
okay. That's a good
just
sport.
like the Raiders is my football, my handball team because of Bo Jackson, right? Kind of like Chicago Bulls with Michael
Yep,
Jordan, right? Hand in hand.
yeah, yeah.
So that was our era, my era. Telling my
Mhm.
age right now, but anyway,
Oh, I'm there with you, buddy. Trust
yeah,
me.
right. It's so once two daughters. Nathan comes along. He wants to get it. How did that whole transition and him getting the bikes to begin with?
Well, it started BMX. Again, mom mom took them. We were living in Alabama, and there was a really nice track not so far, and she somehow got a hold of it, and yeah, we kind of got all three of them into it. And same thing. I mean, it was 2 feet in, like it always is for us, apparently. But they went into states and all kinds of stuff over, and we were traveling up and down, up and down Alabama into Georgia pretty early. So it was, yeah, that was fun. But then we moved back here, and the BMX just scene wasn't all that good. We had started them on like the little offset. I don't know if you know,
Yeah,
yeah, little electric trials bikes. All three kids kind of learned how to ride from those, and then that just kind of transitioned to like a P dub, and then we moved here, and then we didn't really have any BMX, so the girls kind of quit. Again, that kind of sucked. That was fun. BMX is fun.
yeah,
It's a lot of fun. Um, and then I didn't know. I didn't. Can we swear on this podcast? Is that all right?
yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't know shit about motocross, man. I couldn't teach him, and he kept wrecking like hard. He would come off jumps and just come off sideways and just land, and I'm like, all right. And then my good friend is Patrick at VIR. I've known Patrick. We were doing minis, myself and mom and just a bunch of the old dudes. We're doing minis for a long time. And then Nathan came along, and so I knew Patrick before I moved down to Alabama, and called him up one day and it's like, hey, I got this like CRF 50 I want to bring up there with Nathan. Is that okay? He was like, yeah, for sure. And he had gone, and myself had gone through like Blake, and I mean, I rode. I can't tell you how many laps I have with Blake Davis on a. He was on a junior 50, and I was on a CR 85. I mean,
Getting beat,
hundreds.
getting
Yeah,
beat
no,
already.
not
You're like,
not
what?
no, 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 not then, not then, not until I got to the 85s and Kayla on a 65. I remember she waxed me. I was like, and Jackson Blackman on a 150R. I was like, God, this is tough. But no, Blake was, yeah. Anyway, so yeah. So we brought Nathan up there, and yeah, that from there, that was a little bit easier. I could teach him a little bit more.
Yeah, teach them what you know. It's hard to teach something you don't know because I wouldn't know shit on motocross. I remember I grew up, riding dirt bikes and stuff, but never got into like the full whole motocross thing. Right? I watch it, of course, I'm a huge fan. But I remember I was talking shit so much to my buddies. They're like, "We're going to this real motocross track with all these jumps." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna hit the triples. I'm gonna do this." Man, I showed up. I looked at that. I was like, "Yeah, I'm not doing that. I got my thongs on today, and I'm gonna proudly wear them for sure."
Yeah,
Right? Like that.
yeah,
This is a
yeah.
completely new world out here. It was yeah, for sure. And
Yeah, I never rode dirt. I never rode dirt.
that's fun, man. I believe that you
It's
to me
hard.
personally, I love mini moto racing and flat track racing. I think that
Mm,
in parking lot drills, like real parking lot drills, the figure eights and all this stuff, like you see the people out in Spain doing the slides at 10 miles
mhm,
an hour and all this stuff, right? Motocross and flat track, they just teach you. I mean, it's always loose, right? And the track's constantly changing, so you're constantly trying to find the limit of grip or fold in the front, right? And
mhm.
and when you get on the tarmac, it's like shooting. It's muscle memory, right? So when it happens, you don't get spooked, you don't roll off, you just
Yep.
whatever it is you do to save it, right? And you keep going. So yeah, I'm a big into all those things. People look at me like mini motos. I'm like, bro, I'm telling you right now, yes, mini moto is where it's at,
You
100%.
man, you need to come out to corner spin sometime, man. When you
I
talk
know,
about,
Aaron.
I mean, that is, I mean, that's where it all goes down, dude. I mean, that's the training right there.
It is. We'll see off
It's the
100s.
like well, yeah, hundreds and 150Fs.
Yeah.
We're actually starting to transition a little bit more towards the 150Fs, but I mean, they have a little bit better brakes, and it's a little more applicable to the road stuff because they've got actual hydraulic front brakes. So you gotta really, in my opinion, know what you're doing to ride those a little bit better.
Yeah. And it definitely transitions over to whatever
Oh,
motorcycle you get on. I don't care what it is.
all
It could be a
disciplines.
Triumph.
Yeah,
Yeah. Triumph
yeah, all
Tiger, even if you
disciplines.
don't road race, right? You should sign up for I did so when I moved back from Phoenix, I come out here and the first thing I did was corner speed, straight up. Aaron
Did you?
Stevenson signed up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
nice.
Went out there a bunch.
What
That's
year
how I
was that?
met
When
him.
was that? Do you
2001.
right? Oh, really?
2001. Yeah, 2001. I remember the first time I met Aaron, it was me, my cousin Lee. I was on my 6R. My cousin was on a ZX7. Aaron still had his RC51. And I remember a dude there had
Oh,
a, was it a red or a yellow 998? The dude kept talking to Aaron about his Ducati the whole time. And Aaron's like, he finally took it out and rode it and come back. Was like, yeah, this is a nice bike, blah, 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 blah. And
mhm,
then, of course, me being an RC51 lover, I was like, bro, it can't be better than RC51, right? Um,
mm,
yeah, so listen,
both
I've
nice
I've
bikes.
had a 748, a 996, a 1098S, and my current one's an 848. Um,
Okay.
yeah, you can't, the RC51's one of those rare gems as far as the Honda lineup, right? So one of the only
Mm,
bikes besides the RC45 that's got stamped HRC on the casings.
yep.
Like it is a true HRC Honda motorcycle, right?
Oh, it's
Not a
hard.
CBR, not yeah, it is legit. Gear driven cams, yada yada yada. It's a dream bike, right? Like, let's be honest, it's such a beautiful machine.
I have a buddy that's in Florida that's kind of a he's a kind of a collector and a seller. I mean, yeah, he does really well with those things. Let's put it like that. Really, really well.
100%. Mine's a '03. It's
Eric
got
Ryder.
16. Yeah,
Sorry, I had to give him a
Eric
shout
Ryder.
out.
Nah, I like it. Shout out to Eric Ryder, bro. I love
Oh
it,
yeah.
man. Yeah, love it. So, does he buy bikes and sell them? And
Well, he works at a dealership.
oh,
He's
okay,
so I worked at a dealership for 13 years. I was a service manager. That's how I got into bikes. Truly like wrenching on them a little bit.
yeah,
I mean, Dale won't let me touch a bolt on Nathan's bike anymore though, but that's another story. That's a later story.
yeah. We'll
But
get
yeah,
into
that's how
that
I
for
got my
sure.
start. Yeah, that's how I got my
It's
start with that
hilarious.
though.
I want to get in a couple
Wow.
of these comments I got coming in right now. We got D. What is up? D says, good evening, Chris and Philip. What's going on, man?
Hey man.
Um, we got Jeff Heron. He says,
Oh
Philip, my
yeah.
man, what's up? What am I, Jeff?
Precision
Top
track
liver,
days.
bro? Yeah, precision. Big shout out. Yeah. Um, D says, I remember watching Nathan at Roebling when Caden first started. I believe it was the same
Oh,
weekend of the incident.
oh yeah. The incident. He's referring
Yeah,
to the ambulance incident at Roebling Road.
yeah, I'm not a What
Not
happened?
aware of that one? Oh, so
No.
yeah, and unfortunately, an ambulance went on a hot track,
Oh
and
yes, I seen that on. Yes, 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 yes.
yep, yep. That
Yeah.
was
Again. Yeah.
probably it was probably the scariest thing I've seen. I mean, obviously what happened this weekend was pretty scary, but yeah, watching two guys go directly at an ambulance was crazy,
Oh, yeah.
wild.
It's yeah. Just to touch base on that, people. Um, we know the risk of our sport. What we do it because we love it. But at the end of the day, we also grow from it from mistakes, right? So, um, listen, I love Moto America, right? It's an unfortunate part of the journey sometimes. Big shout out to Ella Dreyer. Nothing but
Oh
love
yeah,
and speedy recovery, 110%. Same thing with my boy Ryder, and everybody
yeah.
involved. So yeah. Anyway, and then of course of course, if Jeff's up in here, we got Jessica too. What is up, Jessica? She says, Papa Moto,
Hmm.
hey.
Hello.
And then Dwayne Breezy says, full send. You already know, Dwayne.
Yes, I do.
Uh, and then of course
Always.
Jeff says, I love you, Simcoe. What's up, my guy? I'm just messing with you. I know you do, bro. It's hilarious. But yeah, so going back, Nathan 50, the track, corner
Yep.
spin. Tell us the journey on how Nathan got to where it is, and along this journey you tell, man, talk about the financial and the sponsorships, and all the things that come together to get to where Nathan is today.
Okay. So yeah, the 50. I mean, so the big one of the biggest things was when we first started, Nathan was doing, motocross again. So when we went to VIR the first time, he didn't know road race style, so all he knew was dirt style. So he crashed, and I mean, the biggest thing was, he popped right back up and went like the same speed, didn't slow down. So that was kind of when the first time when Patrick looked at me and was like, "Man, you're screwed." Because again, he had been through Blake, he had been through Kayla, he'd been through Jackson. I mean, that's a list right there in of itself, right?
Yes, man.
So from there, we ended up on we still were doing some dirt stuff, and we had a Cobra 50. I don't know, yeah, water cooled 50. It's a rocket, and I ended up somehow figuring out how to put some slicks on it, and that's what we used. And we raced it with our first race was SMEC, which is ironic because it's this weekend. Actually, it's at VIR. So Supermoto East Coast. Shout out to Jay Kilger and the guys and gals at SMEC. They're amazing. Tim Anway, thank you. So those guys let him ride the 50 in like a class he probably shouldn't have been riding in with a bunch of adults. And yeah, it was just to get him on the track. And we went down to Heron Compound on that a bunch of times, racing like the Drayers and um, mostly just actually the Drayers and all kinds of different people down there. Cunnison was down there.
Julian
I mean,
Carrera,
Julian Correa.
Juju, yeah.
They were. It was all of them. I mean, but Nathan was really like the youngest one of that crew. And then I was stuck in the middle. So I mean, I was in North Carolina, and so it was like South Florida and New Jersey mini GP, and I mean, I couldn't do it. I couldn't go back and forth to those far places. So I sort of had to figure out how to do it myself, and just kind of watched a bunch of videos, and thankfully social media did a bunch of the riders formation stuff who we trained with, in the past. Just kind of watched their videos and what they were doing with the parking lot stuff, and I don't know. I guess that was right before. It was a little bit before COVID, and but his elementary school was right up the road, and I mean, I just never asked, and nobody was ever there, and like the yeah that. So anyway, they kind of knew, but nobody ever really said anything. The principal back then was super cool, and so yeah, I just went up there. I mean, probably 3, 4, sometimes 5 nights a week, and just did circles and figure eights. Really, is what all it started with, and just to teach him that road race style and going back and forth to VIR quite a bit, obviously helped. Patrick helped us, a ton. I mean, he's been helping us since day one. So, um, yeah, so that's kind of how it all started with the CRF 50 and the Cobra, and then then we ended up, oh yeah, so yeah, my wife ended up pushing me about the O'Valley Inaugural Cup in 2019. So that was a one-off race in Pittsburgh they were going to do on O'Valley 110 autos. So it was like 750. They had 110 autos for the little kids, and then the older kids were doing the 160s. That's all they offered. And it was like seven for our class. It was like $750 to enter the one-off race, and it let you, have the bike and tires and warmers, and it was awesome. I mean, Brandon Cretu, without,
Amazing.
honestly, without him, I mean, we would never. To be fair, I don't know that half the kids that are in Talent Cup and even in Twins, some of them anyway, would have be as good as they are, or maybe even has started. I don't know, but without Brandon, I mean, he definitely got it off the ground. It was pretty awesome. So anyway, we did that. Let's back up, I guess. We ended up. I was fortunate enough to know somebody and helped us out with an O'Valley 110 manual. So that's what we first started on to sort of like train on a couple of months before we did that auto race. And so we were pretty prepared for it when we went up there. So we went up there. He loves that kind of track, super fast. I mean, yeah, love that track. And we ended up winning that. Um, and then that gave us a chance to go to Italy. And then we got our ass kicked in Italy. That was like what really opened our eyes. We were like, whoa. Now we the only thing I was ever Brandon Cretu, I never told you this, but the only thing I was ever upset at you about was that he put us in the manual class instead of maybe the auto class. And I mean, we we were definitely the youngest, and like he couldn't even stand up pretty much on the bike. So but anyway, yeah, we ended up getting like 18th, I think, out of, I don't know, 25 or something like that. So just we knew we had some work to do. So it just made us work a little bit harder. But we knew that whole scene over there was really cool, just to how it was all put on. It was kind of like a world final. It was their like Italian championship slash world final. And it was yeah, it was just really put on well. Corner workers everywhere. I mean, it was really neat. Yeah, it was just really neat. A little bit different than what we see over here and like our mini stuff. So that just kind of fueled the fire. And then thankfully, Brandon started the O'Valley Cup like right after that. And then we just stayed in the 110 for that first year. And we were again fortunate to have, like, I think it was Mikey Sanchez back then, um, beat up on us a good bit. And then the next year, I think, is when we had a really good year. I think we ended up, if I'm not mistaken, and that was in 2022, we ended up winning the 110 and the 160, categories.
Okay.
Yep. And then that brought us back over to Spain to do the to FIM World Final. And again, I mean, he did good, but you have these expectations when you go over there, obviously, that you're gonna, light the world on fire, and we didn't. I think we finished like 12th, if I'm not mistaken, which was good.
It's
But
good. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
but we were looking for top 10, obviously. I mean, we have goals, and we have realistic goals, but we have goals, so, but again, fueled the fire more. I could tell, like, that pissed him off, and you kind of worked, he started working a little bit harder. And and then in 2023, we mostly raced Maudie back then, and we ended up losing to him by 1 point in Jersey, and that made him mad. And so he went over there to prove a point for sure. And yeah, I mean, he did awesome, dude. I mean, I remember the first practice, like, I don't think there's any, like, so I was really good friends with, and we can joke about it now, Casey Davis and I, but we were pretty good friends back in the day, and some things happened, whatever. And so we went over there together with him and some of the other dads. And you know I probably wasn't maybe as close to some of those other dads as they kind of maybe were with each other. And so it was a little interesting to be over there, just me and Nathan, because you're not, nobody else is allowed in your box with you. And yeah, the first practice he went out, and I think, like, was like third or something like that. And I mean, I shit my pants. I'll be honest with you. I mean, I was pretty stoked about that. And
Damn
yeah,
right.
yeah, that was pretty cool. And then ended up finishing fifth overall. Oh man, it was tough though. He missed a shift in the first race, a down. I mean, he missed a down shift going into the final corner in the first race and got passed at the line by one of the Italian kids, and that ended up costing us fourth overall to Ethan Sparks, I think, if I'm not mistaken, who's in the Red Bull Rookies Cup right now. He won the British Talent Cup last year. Good kid,
Yeah.
great family. But yeah, we ended up getting fifth, and we were racing. That was the year like Kabil Ifron, he
Yeah.
won it. I mean, it was Enzo was in it. So these are all the kids that we raced in the ESPK last year. So that was cool. That was good time.
Well, let me ask you this: what's it like going over there taking your kid to ESBK? What is the cost of that? Like, you don't have to get down to the hard crunch numbers, but I mean, obviously it's
Yeah.
expensive, right? So the parents that are
It,
listening that want to do that, like, give us a
yep.
rundown of how all that come together. He's like, let me take another drink real quick.
It's just water. I promise. Just water. Um, well, it depends on the category, and it depends on the team, and it depends on sometimes your connections, and it definitely depends on the team. So, when we first went over in ESBK, to do they're the 150R motors, and they back then they were called Moto 4. Let's back up. So there's another category called Mir racing. Mac McCluggage has done it. We've done it. Marty, Ryder Davis, Kenzie did it. They were actually another name before. Kenzie was like one of the first ones to really go over there. Him and Mikey and Christian Daniels. Many people don't even know that name because he's been over there for so long, but he's by far, I think, our best American hopeful
100%.
right now. Um,
100%.
and so like it was all like the Coupe de Canos or something like that. I think it was called first when Ken went over, and then it became Mir Racing. And so like the cost of that, like we went over and they were like Chinese 250 air cooled motors. They were kind of like the Aprilia motors, the Aprilia 250 Cup motors, and like those were like that was like all in you could do it for like 2,500. So that was like that was like the whole weekend was like 2,500 euro, and that got you the bike and kind of all that. And the dad was essentially the mechanic, for the small stuff, like for changing tires and blah blah blah. If they had problems, then they would sort of come over and help you if you could speak to them. But when we went over, again, like it was, Monty was there one race, and Ryder was there one race. Mikey was there one race, but we were in the lower category. And then Mikey's dad helped me like a lot, like with the Spanish, and we did pretty well. Like he got like a four, qualified third, and ended up finishing fourth or something like that. Yeah, so we liked it, and that, again, that kind of like was like okay, and we did that because of where we finished in the again, we get these finishes, and then maybe somebody gives us a little bit of support, and we can kind of prove that we sort of belong there, and it kind of keeps going like that. So we don't, yeah. Anyway, so we did that, and we kind of proved, okay, maybe we can give this a run, and so then I put a budget together, and that's when we were teammates with Kenze. He was in the upper category, and those were like 250 Yamaha dirt bike motors. Back then it was called Pre-Moto 3, and we were in the Moto 4, which were the 150Rs. It was a rough year. It cost of that 50 euro, so everybody knows, and it was all in, except for food, obviously travel and all that good jazz. But you showed up and rode, and it was a rough year. We didn't get what we were told. Let's put it like that, by any stretch of the imagination. Um, so that was tough because they're really competitive over there. I could say the biggest difference is like every team over there, or 80% of the teams, are all professional teams, where they bring a big rig, and yeah, I mean, you have people that work for you, So, but you pay for it, obviously. And so whatever we finished, I think he got hurt. He got hurt halfway through, so missed a couple of races, broke his arm. No fault of the team or anything like that. Just he ran into somebody, to be honest with you. And but I did vow to next year then come back and put him on the best team that I could figure out. And at that point, it seemed like it was the Frando team, and I based that, really off of well, a couple things. I mean, word in the paddock, obviously, results from previous, but then Kabil Ifran was on that team, and um, I mean, he is, in my opinion, he's the man. I mean, he is the kid. I mean, he's insanely good. His support program is it's unbelievable. His budget is unbelievable. It's almost $500,000, just so you know. Yeah,
Holy shit.
yeah, the Malaysians don't play, dude. Like
No, they don't.
not when you're at that level, man. It's wild. So yeah, so I ended up figuring out I work for a fantastic company, and for 2 years, really probably 3 years, they have I mean, they have, so it's Stadler. They supported Nathan for 3 years. 2 years insanely heavy. And so they stopped this year, which it was tough, but I can't say anything bad about them. I mean, they helped out a lot. So that helped. And then we ended up putting, like I said, that budget together. Um, with flights and everything. I mean, you're buying a house. to
Yeah,
so
for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the team itself was €70, but again, that's pretty much what they all are at that level. You're not going to find a whole lot of difference in that level. ETC, when you go up a category, will add you like another 15 because you use more tires and you use more pistons and things like that. I mean, they go through the motor a lot more because it's a lot more competitive. You basically every I think 5 or 10 hours you lose like a half a horsepower, and at that level, that's everything. You
Yeah.
can't afford to lose it. So I think they were doing on like an NSF 250 in the ETC, you're doing a new top end every 500 kilometers, which is like every other round or something like that. So that's a
That's
piston on
money.
one of the a piston on one of those is
That's
$450.
what I said. That's money. Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
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 But that's just so everybody knows, though. That's like the only like the motor inside the motor. That's really the only like expensive bits to that bike. Like the other parts really aren't that bad. I think there's a miss. So I don't know. I think there's a lot of hype about HRC parts and how expensive they are. I mean, motor parts, yeah, but the bike's meant to spin at like 14 grand. Like on like
Crazy.
the skirt on that little piston is like that. Like so it's yeah, they're expensive. But so yeah,
I
so
mean,
that's sort of where we are.
yeah,
Go
it's
ahead.
it's HRC, right? The engineering behind it. It's crazy. I agree with you on that. There's a lot of, I think, misstigmata of it's like I'm gonna bring up the Talent Cup bike, right? I had Joe on, the owner
Yeah,
of Kramer USA. If you
good
really
guy.
think of the sum of it, oh, dude, he's absolutely
Yeah,
amazing. That's dude, the bike's really not that bad price for what you get. I mean, you get the $8,000 electronic kit on it and all this stuff with it, right?
yeah,
But this is my only one of my only gripes is that and I would say this. I have my son Rossi. We're in Talent Cup. Philip, it's you and Nathan, but you got this engineer behind you to know how to do all this shit, and I
yeah,
don't. Dude,
yeah,
you're already 10 levels a step above for me. It might take
yeah,
me 10 years to even get close, right? So
yeah.
I see that as a just one of those extra added, really expensive costs to our entry level to our sport, right? If I can
It,
say that correctly, right? I'm not making fun of Kramer because I love Joe and I love the bike and I think it's great. I just think that's one of the big costs. And I get the whole tear off and the steel goes up. I mean, everybody in America is feeling that all across the
yeah,
world, right?
yeah.
So it does make bikes cost more, cars cost more, blah, 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 right? We get it because we're paying for it.
Mm.
Yeah, I just see that as yeah, man. If you know and I don't know, man, it's like I'm way back here because of that.
Yep, I'll agree, but I will also say that that's true even with the NSF. So, you to a degree, there's a lot more adjustability or a lot more, yeah, I guess a lot more adjustability on the Kramer, or a lot more things maybe you have to be aware of on the Kramer than you do on the NSF. Because like the NSF will have a full package of telemetry. So it's you got to have a data guy to read it in order to go fast. So like again, the top teams, they have to have that data guy over, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. But so there it's still there. The package is a little bit cheaper. Like I bought it for the NSF over here because we had it over there. So I wanted Nathan to be able, to be able to know how to use it and kind of play with it over here. And I mean, it was 4 grand. So it's all that stuff's not cheap. And that's all the external sensors, the wire harness, the GPS, and you get like a mini dash as well. So, you know, it's the same over there. Again, it's the infrastructure though that makes it tough
Mm.
because we don't have the infrastructure that they do over there. That's where you're feeling that, right? Like because they just they don't have mom and pop doing it over there. Like you cannot be successful. I shouldn't say that. You are very unlikely to be successful if you have mom and pop doing all the work. And you're trying to save money that way. Like that makes it tough. Like there were a few teams that were like that, and I mean they were good, and but they're just not. Like here's the deal, right? Like over there, they're gonna have. I mean, you've got like Valentine Peroni, like you've got like, I mean, Hakeem Danish. I mean, you name these kids. I mean, Maximo Quiles. I mean, all
Yeah.
these teams have these riders with these data, and so like if Nathan were over there, like Valentine was a Frando rider, they could just lay Valentine's lap over Nathan's and be like, this is where you suck, and be like, and I mean, so like right now, we don't have that because we don't have the history. Like we try to get
Yeah.
data from last year and nobody will give it to us. So, we're just running unknown like that. So it, I see what you mean and it's true, but in the big picture of things, it has to be like that. Like you have to have that guy in order to like, or girl, in order to go, you know, uber
To the next
fast. I
step.
mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I do think the Kramer might have a bit too much, adjustability for what they brought it for, if that makes sense, but I get it. I mean, they're trying to. It's all about evolution. It's all about technology. I mean, it's all about trying to make the rider, safer.
Safer.
Um, yeah, but again, you do have to know there's a few things on the bike that actually, might can cause you. Like I know Jake was having an issue. If you heard over the race two, I think I know why his bike was doing that because we had the same problem at the Coda test and it crashed Nathan. It just has to do with how you program gearing into the computer. And if you don't do it, it doesn't know the algorithm. And so it needs you to go a particular speed to match your RPMs. So those are the things that are tough if you don't have like a user manual and you don't know the actual computer system. If you're dealing
So
with Ray Hall, it's like, oh yeah, he's going to know it all. But
right, I agree with you. The whole infrastructure thing, right? Like I believe that we're nowhere near set up as your because it's a lifestyle out here. It's not a lifestyle here, right? Unfortunately, it's
yeah,
not. You go over there, it's everywhere. I mean, when I went to BSB, it's freaking advertised everywhere, right?
yeah.
Groceries, gas, everywhere, right? Everywhere, even an hour or 2 hours away, it's everywhere. Here it's like
Well, it's
you
a
can even
means
look
of advertisement over there, right? Like it's a
right.
means.
A
Yeah.
100%, and because also it's a lifestyle, they
Oh
love
yeah.
it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And yeah, I feel like that's our biggest hindrance is the infrastructure. Now, let me ask you this. Let's say if you going out there on and you got the 250, but you're not really on the whole telemetry. Can you actually hire a guy out there just to do it for the particular weekend, or they have people like that trackside That just gave me
Not
ideas.
trackside. No, not
That's something we need to
trackside.
start. I just get we
Yeah.
need. I'm not gonna talk about that no more, right? Like
Yeah.
start something. Yeah,
But no, yeah, you'd have to really, I mean, either know, again, the problem is knowing people. I mean, that's where like, like McCluggage right now, I think they're doing a really good thing. Like he's gonna be fast, man. I mean, they've got the budget. They've gone all in. He is on the right team. That Aspar team is insanely good and insanely competitive. Um, and they know a lot of people from his background, and that helps. So that's unfortunately, the Spaniards are only probably going to really willing to help you unless you're going to pay a lot of money, or if you already have an in. But for somebody like me, it's kind of tough to get. It's kind of tough to get that foot in the door.
right. They're like, who's this crazy American over here? Don't help him. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's I say everything's a double-edged sword, right? So you always have your pluses and your minuses.
Hmm.
Whatever category or whatever bike you're on, it's yeah, man. I think that again, our sports fucking the best thing in the world. Are you kidding me right now? Two wheels, let's go. That's why we do it. That's
It's
why we love it.
wild.
So let me ask you this, Philip. I know for all the parents out there listening to this or going to listen to it in the future, how do you personally go out and find what I call sponsorship friendships, right, to help fund this whole journey? And what
It's
advice do
probably
you give them?
I'm probably the last person for it, unfortunately. I might be good at a lot of other things, but I'm really not good at that. It's funny, my buddy Sean Smith will start laughing at this. Yeah, I struggle with it, man. I'm not a sales guy. I was just always a service manager behind the scenes kind of thing. I'm in projects now. Yeah, I struggle with it. So I guess you got to be willing to take the no. I will say, get yourself a sponsorship deck. Get yourself a good some. If anybody needs a recommendation, please reach out. But I do have a connection with somebody that can make a really good sponsorship deck. So a nice digital form that helps. But yeah, we haven't been. I haven't been. Nobody's knocking down the doors. Let's put it like that. Like I'm not. Unfortunately, this phone has not been ringing off the hook since Atlanta or since Barber, as much as
Uh,
I
you
wish it
know,
would.
but with talking all this, you had mentioned before we went live, you wanted to talk about, the subscription for NATO that you had just
Yeah,
recently started, which falls back in all this, friendship, sponsor, generate money
yeah,
to help fund the travel, the expense, the tires, the food, because
yeah,
Nathan, he's a growing boy, and I know he probably eats all the time,
yeah, yep, yep, yep.
right?
Yeah,
So,
so I put this. His nickname has always been NATO. Actually, it's never really been for the tornado. For me, it's always been like a NATO bomb. I mean, the kid's been wild since day one. I mean, he's he fell into a washing machine one time. I know that's weird, but he fell into a washing machine one time just to kind of give you an idea. He broke a glass table one time in diapers. I mean, the kid's been wild. So the NATO. So we have this subscription now called NATO Nation. Um, there's 4 levels, and it's a monthly subscription just to help the cause. So it's $19 every month, obviously for his number. That's his birthday, by the way, September 19th. That's where his number comes from. Yep. And then the next tier is $50. The tier after that is 100, and then the max tier is 250 if you're feeling froggy. And yeah, it just kind of lets you into a little bit into our story. Obviously we're not telling everybody about setups and kind of how we run, but if you're paying big money, we'll be more than happy to tell you a little bit more about the Dale Quarterly strategy. Yeah. So,
which
well, yeah, we're definitely doing definitely doing things different. Let's put it like that.
I love it, man. No, I think it's
Yeah.
great. So, with this NATO Nation subscription, is do you guys get like do we get a hat, a T-shirt, signed poster, any
Yeah. Yeah.
sliders, or
Yeah, yeah, I'd be glad to give everybody a T-shirt for the $50 one. You get a free T-shirt. For the $100 one, you'll start to get some tear offs and whatnot, and then for the 251, you actually we don't have any of those. So, but we'll be more than happy to give you a free helmet at the end of the season.
Love it.
So
I
yeah,
love it.
yeah,
And it'll be from KYT. It'll be a KYT helmet
you
too.
darn right. Yep,
I
darn
love
right.
it. I love it. I've never had a KYT helmet. I've had a Rod. Man, I got a Rod. I got AGV. I got HJC. My newest one with my
I see.
new sponsors, Kubota, right? And just real quick plug. I've had all these helmets. Never tried a KYT yet. But I'm gonna do a review on one here coming up. Um, this is the only helmet that I've ever took out the box, dude, and put it on my head where actually feel the whole headliner. You okay?
Yep. Water.
Okay. Went down the wrong pipe, huh? Does
Perfect
it to
timing.
me too, my friend. Yeah, right. Always at the right time. That's what I say. Man, it happened at the right
Mhm.
time, right? But what I was saying is like, you go put on a helmet, you might feel the top of it here, but you don't feel nothing here, right? Or you might feel it here. You
Mhm.
don't. It's the only helmet I feel everywhere. It was actually a pretty weird feeling. I was like, what is this, right? Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, big plug
Yeah,
for
solid
Kubota,
helmets
man.
actually. Yeah, Nathan's sort of manager in Spain, um, and Scari Nadal is a Kubota rep in Spain. It's a good guy.
I
Yeah,
love it.
he tried to get us in Kubota as well when we were over there, but I stayed loyal, Brandon. I stayed loyal. He tried, buddy. He really tried.
That's awesome. Listen, hey, I just say my first impression. I've ridden in it like 3 times so far, and I absolutely love. It's light. The air vent's
Yeah,
great. The field
yeah,
of
they're good
vision's good.
helmets.
My
Yeah.
biggest thing, dude, that I love about it is I feel the whole like I super safe, just the way that it just fits on my head, and I can feel everything. Right.
Nice.
Um, it's got the MIP system's actually in the liner, and on these where the emergency pullouts is on all the
Yep.
other helmets, they
Yep.
actually have a zipper. You unzip, pull the cheek pads out, and the whole thing collapses, and you slip the helmet off, right? Which is
Nice.
cool. They actually patented blah blah blah. Anyway, enough about the helmets. Kabuto, baby, let's go. No, nothing
Nice.
wrong with KYT. Love Brandon. Had him on my podcast. You guys missed it. Go back and listen to it. Um,
Nice.
yeah, it's I think it's a great thing what you're doing to help fund because it is super expensive. My BSB friends out there getting into it, what they do is they have a rider club. So they have, Club 45, Jake Marsh, I have
Mhm.
50 slots available at $50, 50 pounds or whatever, and blah, 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 which is cool because every weekend what they do is they'll do a drawing. So everybody that signed up for the club at the end of the weekend, they'll do a drawing, they'll pick a name, and you win a knee slider from that weekend or a
That's
tear
cool.
off sign or something,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So you give them back. So now the people that do it and that pay for it, they actually feel like they're part of the journey of the team
Yeah. Yeah.
if that
Yeah.
makes sense. And that's huge. And they're more willing to come back the next year, like, dude, sign me up. I want number blah, 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 whatever. Right. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what again, man. That's one thing that I just I find myself, between wrenching and driving and booking flights and everything. That's the part that unfortunately is the most important and sometimes slips my mind. So, if anybody wants to help out with that, please let me know. I'd be more than happy to. I'll bring you in. Trust me. You don't know if you want this thing, but we'll bring you in. Be
I
careful with
love
what
it.
you wish for.
I love it, man. I told Nato this, man. I'm gonna tell you the same thing. Whatever visions and goals you guys have set forth in this whole racing journey, beautiful journey, man. I hope you guys achieve it 10 times over. I know ten
Thanks,
percent.
man. I appreciate
Um,
that. Thank you.
I know the dedication. I know the work. I know the sleepless nights, the long drives, going back to work on 3 hours of sleep, and just be like, do I really want to fucking continue doing this? Like, this is crazy, right? Like, but at the end of the day, it's like you are so fortunate, you and Nathan, and your wife, and your 2 daughters, just because it's such a unique journey that not a lot of people get to take on
No,
this earth, right? So it's absolutely an amazing journey, and it's something that, dude, maybe one day when he has a little rugrat running around, he'll be doing the same thing, right?
boy, I hope not. No, I'm just teasing. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no. So the big thing that we always say, and I think a lot of parents can attest to this with really any sport, and mean, depending on how hard you go, how hard in the paint you go, I mean, he has to give back. I mean, I tell him all the time, like, I won't put more into this than you do. It's just not fair to me. I already have a job. So, there's been some come to Jesus meetings. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think again, every parent, you know, goes through that with all kinds of different aspects of their kid's life. But yeah, but in our case, because of the people that we or the people that we had helping us, and all of their time. I mean, like, Bob Robbins that put this whole program together. I mean, he didn't have to do that. I mean, he didn't have to
Yep.
call the guys at Warhorse to give us a bike. He didn't have to call our two mechanics to get them signed up to come travel the country with us. 8 weekends in a row. I mean, they've got a family. So Dale. I mean, oh man, Uncle Dale. He definitely doesn't have to do this. He definitely doesn't have to do this. And does. So yeah, it's a big deal for me. Again, I guess I pride myself a little bit about playing some decent soccer, and maybe the quote unquote dads. I didn't really have a dad growing up, so I had a couple of guys, that coached me. And speaking like Randy, and I had Gene Klein as a coach for soccer, and just really wouldn't let me settle for 90%. So that's sort of my deal with Nathan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes he hates it.
Well, I see it as, hey, if I'm gonna put in this work, I need to know how serious you are. Like, how
Yeah.
bad do you want this? How
Yeah.
bad do you want to be world champion? How
Yep.
how bad do you want to be better than Rossi? Like, how bad do you want this? Show me.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you got to suffer sometimes. And
You got
Aaron
to.
Stevens, Aaron Stevenson makes him suffer a good bit though on the bicycle. So yeah.
It makes you smile too. You're like, yeah, buddy, let's go. Right? Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. So, question for you, man. How did you and Dale Quarterly and all this come together? Because he's such a
Aaron,
legend.
Aaron Stevenson is how I met him. So yeah. So I guess let's go back, right? Like, so in 2020, whoa, no, 2019, right when Nathan won that inaugural race, we um we reached out. And again, Gina was a freak about this. So Gina was like, "You need to reach out to Aaron." I'm like, "All right, I'll reach out to Aaron." So I reached out to Aaron, and paid him. It was the last time I paid him. I've been paying him with my time as well, but paid him. I think 2 sessions, and he was kind of hooked. But I was pressure washing. I had like my own little business for a couple of years, so I had some time. Again, COVID. It was just like the perfect storm. So but anyway, so he coached Nathan a couple times and was pretty blown away, and then I ended up starting to coach with Nathan or with Aaron, and mostly helping him with his bikes, and then obviously coaching as well. But I'd go there like once a week, and because he was doing a lot of he was doing quite a bit of schools. They were just smaller schools, so we were doing them like once a week, once every other week. So I would just go there and help him, and yeah, one thing led to another. Dale slowly came over. I mean, Dale's Dale, right? He's too fucking small. He doesn't know how to fucking ride. Call me in 4 years. I mean, that's
And then
to the
walks away, and you're like, oh, okay.
yeah, yeah. I mean, that totally walks away. I mean, like, so no, I mean, I didn't, again, like, I think, when you mentioned Weira last year, if I'm not mistaken, last year, right? Was it
Mhm.
last year? Yeah, it was the
Yep.
first time that Dale has really spent any time with Nathan. That's it. Dale, oh man, Dale's tough. Dale came over, so we had Dale come over for 2 weeks. We did a wild card, if you remember. Hopefully, nobody remembers that because I know Nathan doesn't want to remember it so much. But we did a wild card in Barcelona for European Talent Cup, and didn't go quite great. I mean, we were in the last chance race, and we ended up stalling. But the very first day that Dale sees Nathan, he's like, and I mean, literally the first lap, he's like, he doesn't know how to fucking ride. We might as well just go fucking home. I'm like, dude, we're gonna be here for 2 fucking weeks, man. Like, you can't do that to me. Like, so that was a long 2 weeks, man. Like, but But yeah, that's how. So anyway, that's how we met Dale, and now now Uncle Dale has sort of changed the way Nathan rides. If you've noticed, I mean, Nathan doesn't.
100%.
Yeah, well, yeah, in body position, right? Like
Yep.
Nathan has a very very different body position than everybody else. Um,
Yes, he does.
yeah,
Yes,
it
he
was cool to
does.
hear. I think it was Jason Pridmore pointed it out, and maybe it was Coda, and it was pretty cool. Um, but yeah, Cabil rides like that, kind of
Yep.
off out of
Yep.
his elbow. Um, yeah, just away. There's another guy named um, Buhosa. I forget his first name, but he's in the European Talent Cup and he's also Red Bull Rookies Cup. Those are just a couple of the kids that like Dale's always like, pointing out to Nathan and fucking watch how he rides. Look how he fucking pushes on the bars.
Look how he uses his
That's
legs. What are you
yeah.
doing?
No, it's just the bars, man. It's the
Oh, it's just the
bars.
bars. Yeah.
Nobody knows how to push on the bars.
Yeah.
Nobody knows how to use the bars.
Yeah.
That's Dale Ford.
Me and Nathan talked about that. He said, Dale's been a huge step in his program and seeing him things different. And one of the questions I had for him, I was like, so how hard is it for you to adapt your style to learn something new, right? Because I quite often talk about, especially with rider coaches, that people coming from the street, we got a shit ton of bad habits that we don't know we
Yeah.
have, right? And
Yeah.
for those of us that leave our ego outside and we listen and we put that in motion, then we learn the proper
Yeah.
way of doing it, right? So, um, something I asked him, I was like, so how did you do it? He's like, it was rough. Like it was
Yeah.
hard, right? Like I didn't want to do it at first, because
Yeah.
it's unnatural, right? When you say you need to do this and you think about it and you try to do it, you're like, I don't like the way this feels, right? But there's a reason why he's telling you to do that,
Yeah. Yeah. It
So
wasn't he made him ride an R well, he didn't make him ride it, but we were uh Bear Stevenson and
mhm.
Jamie Ray. So those guys let him use actually use Jackson Blackman's old former R7 at CMP, and we had an issue with the Kramer when we were there. Actually, Nathan crashed in the paddock. It's not a fucking issue. Nathan crashed in the goddamn paddock and broke the fucking foot peg, so we couldn't ride that fucker anymore. So we ended up thankfully riding the R7, but Dale made him so like what Dale makes you do is he makes you I mean, he'll make you ride. I mean, like the way that you go, the way that you're braking is the way that you ride the entire lap. So like you can't go in, you can't move your elbow at all. You sit there like this. And so Nathan had to ride like he rode like this for an entire lap. Or no, two laps or 3 laps, something like that. Then he makes you do one other way. Then he makes you do something else. Then he'll pull your handlebars from here to way out here, and then back down to way down here. And it's always trying to get you to tell him why you can't make the motorcycle do something that it's supposed to do, right? And so, like, whether you're turning the bars too much, like I mean, what happens when you brake? I mean, it's the front end goes down. What happened? He just goes on and on, and it makes you like if you're trying to do step 10, but you don't know how to get through step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, you can't ride. You don't know how to ride, and so that's what Dale's been really working on Nathan with, like so like Nathan can physically tell you exactly what's going on with the motorcycle in each portion of the corner. And if it's not set up right, like he can start to tell you like why, right? Because all motorcycles are supposed to do certain things when the geometry is set a certain way, whether it's under braking, whether it's under load under the rear, whether you have too much sag in the rear, like not enough preload, whatever it is. Like there's a reason that the motorcycle is doing what it's doing, and you just have to figure out why, right? And so like he just does all these fucking weird things to you to make you do it. I mean, it's a waste of time to most people until you realize like fuck it, I got to do it. Like so like right now there's a couple of kids that he's helping that just haven't gotten that yet. I mean, they're getting there, you know. And I mean, they know if they see this, they know who I'm talking about, and bless their hearts. But their dads are kind of the same way, It's tough. Dale's tough. You have to let go. If you want Dale in your life, you got to let go. I'm fortunate because I don't know fucking squat about this stuff, right? Like I never really raced. I mean,
All
I
right.
was I was an amateur. Like I didn't do this shit. And so like a lot of Dale's former, in my opinion, a lot of Dale's former athletes, have dads that used to race. So they all have their own opinion. I mean, tire temperature. I don't fucking know. Like I don't fucking know. So when Dale says run this, I'm just like, all
That's what
right,
we run, right?
we're running.
We're
Yep.
good to go. Yeah. Hot or cold, Dale? That's what hot or
Yeah.
cold?
No. Yep.
Which
Yep.
one you want?
So yeah. So that's in my opinion, that's Dale Quarterly.
Yeah, I love it though, man, because it's like he's teaching you the correct way to do it, but also he's teaching, whoever it is, Nathan and everybody else, like to understand what the bike is doing and why it's not doing it. So when you come back, you can relay that. So you're already a couple steps above than people that don't have that opportunity or don't know that, right? Same thing,
Yeah.
kind of the same thing I was saying is you do all the telemetry and I don't know shit about the telemetry. I know how to plug the laptop or that's about
Yep.
as far as my knowledge right there, right?
Yep.
So you're already ahead of the game, right? I got to play all this catch up but yeah, it's and to understand the whys and looking at it and all the overlays and all that. I'd be like, fuck, I don't know. This is a squiggly red line. This is a squiggly. I don't know what the fuck it mean, right? Like, I have no
Yeah.
idea. So, yeah, man,
Well,
dude.
what cracks? Well, sorry, and don't mean to interrupt you, but what's funny
No,
is like Dale doesn't know any of that shit. None of that. He just sees it. He watches you for one corner and he can tell you all kinds of stuff that's wrong with either you or your bike. But then we have Larry that's on our team. Larry is our data guy. So Larry and Paul talk, and now you have like what Dale sees and then what Larry sees, and it's two completely different pieces, and then they're able to put that together. So that's cool. It's just we don't have a whole lot of time. Like I don't know if you
yeah,
saw in our post, like we don't test. Like dude, we don't. We went to Coda. We went to
one
Coda, and then I
time.
brought
Yeah,
yeah one time, and I brought Nathan to Jennings. Me and Nathan, like that was it. Like
you like me with
every
the laptop? I plugged it in. What do I do now?
that's it,
Right?
man. I mean,
Like,
every time else that Nathan and Dale and Larry and the other guys, Paul, we're only at the races. I mean, we never ride the Kramer. The Kramer's in Wisconsin right now. So it's on the wrench bus.
it's on
We
the
won't
wrench bus.
yeah, we won't see that, and we definitely don't have two of them. I can promise you that. Yeah, we won't see that until the Ridge.
I
So
love it. So let me ask you this. We're what, 3 races into 2026 so far with the Talent Cup? Am I
yep,
right on that?
three
Yeah, three
rounds, six
races. Yeah,
races.
yeah, 3 rounds. What do you think of the season so far? First year Talent Cup.
Yeah, I mean, I think the top four are very competitive, and I think they'll. I mean, I don't want them to be near us, but I mean, I think they'll be near us. The whole season. Um, and I do, obviously, I wish there were 38 other riders in it or whatever. I wish there were a total of 40 riders in it. I think that'd be great for the sport, for Moto America, and everybody. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy. I love the crowd. I mean, look, like going over to Spain is tough, man. I mean, like it's a good crowd, but like you don't talk to anybody. I mean, like Gina and I went back and forth to our car. I mean, it helped that Maudie was there. We did talk to Sam a good bit, but even still, I mean, most of the time we would just like walk over to our car and take a nap. I mean, that was really what we did in between like each round or each race rather. So, having Moto America here and the show that they put on and um, I mean, we're teammates with Cam Peterson, dude. I mean,
Bro,
like Nathan's 14 years old sitting in a big rig, like it's fucking wild. Like that
living the
part's
dream, baby.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, that part's really cool. I mean, we're not part of the wrench, but we are part of the wrench. I mean, like
Yeah.
we don't share mechanics. Although their data guy came over and kind of helped a little bit with um actually at Barber with a couple of little tire things rear tire things that we were having a problem with, or kind of not real sure which direction to go with. So, but they've been awesome. I mean, Cam Peterson has been he's been fantastic with Nathan. Like, just such a nice guy, and his wife has been great. And obviously Robbie's his dad and his crew
Yeah,
chief, and he's pretty particular, about things. He's a little OCD, but I like it. He's awesome.
I do too.
And
Yeah.
and yeah, Jamin's been fantastic. I mean, doesn't hurt. Obviously, Nathan's put their name up on the podium every race, but yeah, so that's cool.
I love it,
So yeah,
man. I
so the
love it.
season's been going good, man. I mean, we're stoked. We're stoked. It's going to be a
Uh,
battle. I know Kenzie ain't going anywhere. I know Kenzie. Look, I mean,
I
like
think
Kenzie's pretty notorious for maybe not doing great in like practice and maybe even qualifying, but as
he's
everybody
there to
has seen,
race.
yeah, he's a
He's
good
there to
racer.
race. He's there to
Yep,
race,
yep.
right? He's one of
He's
those riders. I agree.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
I had the
yeah.
honor. Go ahead.
No, I was just say he can follow you for one or two laps, and he's like, okay. Like I said, I was kind of surprised he didn't go with Nathan the second race, um, but I was happy about it as well.
Right. I did get to sit. I finally meet Kenzie and his dad. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: being a dad, being in this sport, obviously we have these different feelings, right? Because like
Oh,
the first time Nathan had a crash, right? You was probably like, "Oh my god, I hope he's." Because I know for me, I just want to wrap him up in a bubble and send him out there and drop from a tree, and he's ain't gonna get hurt because he's wrapped in bubble, right? We can't do
yeah.
that, right? We got to let them. But the emotions, for all the parents out there that hasn't felt these emotions, because they're a certain type of emotions you won't get anywhere else.
No, 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 because the risk reward is so large, right? You go from one extreme to the other. I mean, this is definitely a brutal sport when it comes to that mentally. I mean, physically, emotionally. I mean, yeah, it's the only, in my opinion, it's the only sport. I don't know. I mean, I know the other sports you can go from hero to zero, but it's just different when you have a machine underneath you. And like we were in Spain, and we it was, what race was it? It was like Navarra, one of the Navarra rounds, if I'm not mistaken. And Nathan got like P18 or something. I mean, just did not qualify well. But like by turn one, he was in P10. And then like 4 laps later, he was third. And then his bike cut off. And he pulled in, not cut off, but he pulled in. And that, like stuff like that, right? Like Rossi Garcia lining up, at Road Atlanta and then having to pull off to the side. I mean, Reichard Erb, his bike, somehow, some way, I don't know, cut off, and he couldn't run what is it, race one last weekend. I mean, that's where it's so different than the ball sports. Like you don't have that sort of crazy, like just straight down, in my opinion. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you do. Maybe some people think you do. I mean, I played a lot of soccer. I think it's very different, and so I think as a parent, that part of it's very different as a family. But then I think where you're going with it is crashing. I mean, yeah, it's tough. I mean, it was, I don't know, it wasn't maybe as bad on the Ovales. I mean, Nathan really never tucked the front on the Ovale, which is probably not very good. It means he wasn't going fast enough. But
He wasn't pushing hard enough on the front.
yeah, yeah. But he had a hell of a lot of high sides, and those were pretty violent. I mean, whether on the
Yeah.
little bike or even the big bike. But yeah, I mean, on the big track, I think the hardest thing is like looking down and then you don't see their name come through the next sector, and then there's a lot of unknowns. Or even at track days, like we've had a lot of like mechanicals and stupid shit happen, like chains, 415, those little 415 chains on the NSF. I mean, if you don't change them like every freaking 3 track days, hard track days, you risk flinging one off. I mean, I used to the Milwaukee, I've like been was notorious for turning his fuel off and letting him go out. He made it about a lap and a quarter. He usually turned forward VIR in the second lap. He'd be sitting at the Armco. So, like those situations are, your heart just drops. I mean, you're just, just waiting, and then the track days, it's usually not so bad, because I'm usually at the start finish line, so I can usually just say radio in, and hey, is he okay? Is he up? Like that's all I is he up?
Yeah.
As long as you're walking, you're usually okay. Um, but we knock on wood, we really haven't. We had that one in Spain that he broke his arm. That was really the only time where he, really, really got hurt. And we knew he was hurt. We knew he was hurt. But it's crazy. They didn't even red flag it. So different over there. Like they were like still walking him away, and like they were coming through turn two. It's like, holy
And you're
shit.
like, oh shit, what are you doing? Yeah, right.
Little doctor thing was out, so I guess it was okay.
It says ill doctor on it. You're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's hilarious. Not
Yeah.
really, but yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's you're right, because in soccer or football, if the ball goes flat, guess what? They give you another one right there on the spot,
Yeah.
right? It is. I'm going to get to a couple of these comments real quick. We got John Elliott. What is up, Johnny? Says, what's up, Chris? Good to see you guys. Good to see you. Do you know John Elliott?
I do know John Elliott. He's painted. He did our helmets for us last year, the Stadler helmets, man. Hell yeah, I know John Elliott.
I love it, dude. He's good. And then, of course, his boy, the legend, Chris Elliott, Simcoe. What is up, Chris, my man? Got my buddy Robert Maxwell says, let's go, bro. And then he also says, I need that friendship package support. Dude, put a resume together and send it out there, right? Like,
oh, I thought you meant you were going to support us.
Yeah, right. Yeah, dude, let's do it. Let's go. Dude, if I had the money, it wouldn't be a question.
No, I met him.
Yeah, Robert, let's go. Right. Let's see. We got. He also says KYT's killing it right now. Love both mine. KYT Americas. Yes, they're absolutely amazing helmets. Paul.
They're the same as the Suami, by the way. They're the same exact.
Same. Yeah. Yep. That Paco Bagnall wears is the same one. Yeah. Yep. KX1. Paul McKee says, unbelievable that Nate G doesn't have endless sponsorship offers. So regret they missed the opportunity. NATO Nation. Agreed.
Yeah, agreed.
110%. And we got Erica Wolf. What is up, Erica? I miss you. Yeah, nothing but love, girl. She's awesome.
The best mechanic Wolf Fam has had. Love it.
Yep. No one loads a toolbox in the middle of a road like you. So glad we can call you guys family. And y'all have Ryan's back always. So funny story. You guys helped him out with a toolbox. So when we were at Road Atlanta, this was 23, if I'm not mistaken. Erica, you can maybe it was 24. Their generator went out, and up in the back in the pitch, you go up those two big old hills, and then you can park right there, or their RVs right there. Dave says, hey man, I got a generator. Will you help me, go get it and bring it up the hill? I'm thinking, yeah, sure, no problem. But he didn't tell me it was a 9500 series generator we got from Rodney Vest, right? So we get this little moped. Dude, yeah, I'm sitting on the moped. Dave's on the back. He's got his hand on the generator. We make it 5 feet, and the moped's like, ding. I'm like, yeah, this ain't gonna work. So, dude, we ended up, him, and Daniel Shoemake ended up pushing this freaking generator all the way up this hill, and I was like, bro,
calves killing,
everything killing at that point, right? Like, yeah, it's fun. Do it again. Absolutely, I'd help him out. 110%. But those are the memories, right?
FYI, Ryan Wolf is a corner spin guy. So yeah, I can't tell you the amount of times Ryan has stayed here at the house. So I live like 20 minutes from corner spin. So when all these kids come, I mean, they just hang out here and cook them all dinner, and then we go ride the next day. I can't keep up with any of them anymore, but
right. He's like, I don't even get out there. I'm just like, yeah, y'all go have fun.
No, I get out there
on the grill. Yeah, I know. I get out there too. 100%. Well, I'm gonna kick him over today, right? You remember the game Road Rash? I got your ass today, boy. You ain't beat me today. That's hilarious. Erica says, family sleeping with the dog. Yeah, man, 100%, right? I got 2 dogs. They both sleep in my bed with me too. They don't give me no room neither, right? I'm always fighting for my room. So, yeah, I mean, but again, that going back to what I was saying, dude, it's a beautiful circus is what I always call it. You meet the most amazing people in the world, right?
That's what Dale calls it too, is a circus. It is.
It's because it is, right? And it's the only circus in town where the clowns got to pay to play, and I'm definitely one of those clowns that got to pay to play. So
yeah, it would be nice to get paid or not have to pay anyway.
Right? Yeah. One day.
This
is the goal, right? One day, this is the goal. It's You gotta crawl before you can walk, walk before
Hey,
you can run before
and I will say, hey, KYT has a great contingency program right now for us, doing good, and Motion Pro actually has a good contingency program. They just came out, and well, they actually announced it before Coda, but Moto America didn't share it with any of the parents, so that cost us.
Boo.
Yeah, it was cost us significant money. I didn't, yeah, because we can't put
Yeah.
Motion Pro on our bikes. And it's all spec shit. So it's like I didn't know that. Anyway,
If you did know that, would y'all went Talent Cup or would y'all went straight to twins?
no, we're only 14. We can't even do twins.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. I keep forgetting Nato. So
He's tiny,
yeah,
man.
yeah, man,
September.
future legend. He'll be 15. Yeah, it's sometimes I just seeing them out there racing, I just forget that they're still 14, 15 years old, right?
Yeah,
Because to me, they're just my buddies, right? They're just my friends. They're my peoples. Let's go. I don't
and
think of that. I just
it's crazy how pro they are, man. All of them.
it's
They
ridiculous.
all what they can do on bikes is wild.
It's phenomenal.
It's
It
wild.
is. 110%. Listen, Philip, dude, we're an hour and 15, getting ready to be an hour 16 minutes into this podcast. I knew it was
All
going to
right.
go by fast as it always does. We'll definitely sit back down. Let's mean you sit back down
Yeah.
at the end of the year. We'll do a whole recap and see what the future is going to be for NATO. And we can talk all about the championship you won this year and Talent Cup and what's next, right? Yeah, let's go.
Mm,
I do want to ask you a couple personal questions just so,
yeah.
people that don't know you get to know you a little bit better. First thing I want to ask you is, bro, tell us something we don't know about Philip at all.
Oh, well, the soccer one may have been one. I don't know, man. Dude, I think I'm pretty open with everybody. I'm a project manager for a recycling company. I don't know, man.
Do you have any hidden talents?
Oh man. Oh, my wife is gonna laugh. Oh God, I can't even believe it. So, back in my younger days, I may have, I don't know, I was a bartender at a club and stuff, and I may have picked up a hobby of spinning fire. Poi, can look that up. They were like chains with like balls of Kevlar. You dip them in like Coleman fuel and light them on fire. I was a little rave boy. I don't know.
No.
What can I say? There you
Yeah,
go.
there it is.
That's
Something we didn't
that's a
know about
that's
you,
a
right?
that's a piece of me that no longer exists.
Hey, we all have
Thank God
pieces
cell
of the
phones
spinning
weren't out by
shell.
then, by the way. That's how old I am. Sorry, I didn't mean to
Bro,
hurt you, but flip
no,
phones
you're
were back
good.
then, so no video of that.
Bro, I would be in prison if we had cell phones back then for sure. Or jail or who knows where I'd be at, right? Or how many kids I got. I don't know, right? We don't know. That's part of growing up, right?
No, yep.
Erica Wolf said the blonde hair.
The blonde tips. Yeah, that was bartender. Yeah, me and so we worked at a club, or not as like a bar, and then actually it was a restaurant that turned into a club. Foster's in Cameron Village in Raleigh. It's underneath the Harris Teeters. That's something else now. But yeah, there was like four of us that were all, I don't know, blonde. I don't know. That was, I don't know. Even know. I can't even say it now. It's funny, but that's definitely on Facebook somewhere. You can go look at that because I think I got married pretty much with that the blonde tips. And my wife used to do them too. She still cuts my hair.
My wife
I
don't
gotta
cut my hair.
save money, man.
Yeah, dude. Hey, I used to shave mine. I just get. I got a shaver and number two, number one. I'm just like, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I've thought
I don't
about
even.
it many times, but I got a weird shaped head.
I mean, I don't
Another
give
thing
a
you don't
shit. I
know,
wear a
Abby.
hat most of the time anyway, right? Who gives a shit? Who cares? Well, one thing with me, and then I say this quite often, and I still, I got to put it in practice every day. Is for me personally is to let go of the things that I can't control and focus more on the things that I can. Because I find it's far too easy for me personally when things don't go my way or the way I envision it, or something happens out of the fucking blue.
Yep.
It wants to crush me, kind of, right? And I'm like, I
Yep.
can't be like that. I need to let that shit go and focus what I need to do to overcome it, get out of it, or whatever the case may be,
Yeah.
right? So
It's a good racer mentality, man. I
yeah,
mean, really, you have to be
it's
like that as a racer because shit happens and most of it's out of your control, you know?
100%.
So that's
Yeah,
good mentality to have.
and you pertain that to anything in life too, right? Like, yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, 110%, man. Are you a coffee drinker?
1 cup, well, like basically 1 cup in the morning. I have a little espresso machine that just warm up a little bit of milk and two shots of espresso. I don't like to do one because otherwise I get bubble guts, man. I can't do that afternoon coffee shit. That sounds crazy. I will say in Spain I did it a little bit more because their coffee is fucking way better than ours. Way
Bro,
better than ours. Coffee
how
con
come we
leche.
get shitty dude, it's crazy, man. Yeah, it's
Yeah. And
my
they're
mom went
so
to
cheap.
my mom said that she went to Australia and brought back some, I forget what it was called. I was like, what the fuck is this? She's like, this is whatever coffee it was. I was like, dude, this is absolutely amazing. It's
Dude, they would have like coffee machines at the track, like just like vending machines at the track, and like fucking coffee was good. Like just different, man. I don't know. It's so different over there. Their food is way better. All of it, way better.
100% agree. 100%. Well, they don't have a lot of that bullshit, man. It's a whole nother rabbit hole we
On
get down.
any
But
of it.
yes,
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, 100%. What's your worst habit, bro?
Oh, probably my own brain.
Right?
Just overthinking everything. Yeah. Think
It's hard not to.
hopefully my project director doesn't see this. So, thank God he's not on this.
You got a meeting in the morning, like, I'll watch that podcast. Me, you got to
Uh,
talk. Yeah.
yeah. No, he's a good guy. He's that guy's. Yeah, he's an English guy. He's wild.
I love it.
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I'm friends with a lot of the English guys. I know
I think
exactly
didn't
what you're
you?
talking about.
I was gonna say maybe you even met him. He was at Road Atlanta and Coda. He came to both of those rounds to watch.
Yeah, I probably did. I talk to so many
Good
people. I
dude.
try to keep
Yeah.
up with everybody. Audiobooks. So do you read books? Do you listen to any books?
I do not. I wish I did. No, I do not. I used to read service manuals, but no, no, just kidding. No, I
That
don't
don't
read them.
count.
I know.
Yeah, that kind of
I know.
sense manuals don't count. Yeah.
No, I did read he actually my project director gave me a book, The Subtle Art of How Not to Give a Fuck or something like that. That was a
Love
really,
it.
really good yeah, that was a really, really good book. And, I am intermittently, sadly, probably not. No, I am trying to read, Emotional Intelligence 2.0. That's a good one. I know I need to work on I know I need to work on my emotional intelligence, and actually, I'm trying to pass my PMP right now, which is a professional project management class, which is, dude, so hard. Oh my god, I haven't been doing this for
You
very
got
long,
this.
so it's
You got
hard.
this,
Yeah,
bro.
we'll
You
see.
got
We'll
it.
see.
No, you
With
got it, bro.
yep. So that's it, man.
100% faith.
That's yeah.
100% faith. You got this. So I just got done listening to the book, The Art of Racing in the Rain, which is actually a movie too,
Yeah.
as well. If you haven't seen it, dude, you got to watch it. It's fucking phenomenal.
Nice.
I listen to a lot of audiobooks. Of course, any motorcycle racer that's got an audiobook, I fucking listen to it or gonna listen to it. Listen to some podcasts too, some motorcycle racing, but I listen to like Joe Rogan, Donnie Jones, Theo Vaughn, just fucking my wife's speaking of like murder mystery podcasts. I'll be in there,
Okay.
she'll be outside listening to something, and I'll be listening, and she'll be like, yeah, she come around the corner and stab her 30 times and all that shit. I'm like, what the fuck are you listening to? She's
Yeah,
like,
she does.
oh,
Yeah, my wife does that stuff too. She's crazy. What the hell are you watching?
bro, it's always the crime and the drama, and yeah, man. Spicy food, bro. Are you a spicy
Mm,
food guy?
yeah, yeah, definitely like it. Yep, yep.
Yep,
Give me the
me
heat.
too, man.
Give
Give
me
me
the
the
heat.
heat, boy. Give me the heat. Yeah, Star Wars or Star Trek?
Wars, man, for sure. I'm 70s guy. I was born in
Me too, man.
77, baby.
Me too. What month?
February.
Oh, you're a little bit older. I was born May 18th, actually, just the other day. So
Oh,
let's
happy
go.
birthday.
Oh man,
Yeah.
appreciate it, bro.
Sure.
Let me ask you this: what's the one superpower you wish you had?
I mean, I just want to fly. I love to fly. I would love to fly. That's it. That's
Like
all I want.
Superman. Yep.
That's it,
Fly
man.
like Superman.
I don't need nothing more. Just want to fly.
I used to say that because Superman growing up was my favorite, but the more I thought about it, teleportation. That's what I would
Mm,
want to do. Because then I
that'd
can
be
be like,
cool.
dude, I'm going to Phillip Island, right? Boom, I'm there at Phillip Island. Hey, I want to go home. Boom, I'm back at home.
I'll
Right?
meet you there. It might just take me a little bit longer.
There you go. You just meet me. I'll see you there in 30 minutes, buddy. I'm out.
Yeah,
All right,
man.
boom, there
I
it
didn't.
is.
You didn't say limitations on how fast I could fly.
True, right? True, true. You might get there faster than me. I don't know. Right? Yeah. Freaking awesome. Do you have any tattoos?
Nope. No,
No.
me or
Okay.
Gina. I don't know. I almost did, and then like in college, and like everybody was getting one. Like I almost got like a Led Zeppelin kind of type tattoo back then, and like I said, everybody was getting one, and I was like, everybody's doing this. Like maybe I shouldn't. So I just never did, and yeah, for some reason, because that was way before Gina. Um, and Gina doesn't have any either. I'm sure my
I'll tell
kids
you
will
what.
be tatted all up.
Hey, Nathan wins his first championship. Got to get that tattoo, homie.
Oh, my project to make, yeah. So there's a you'll see it next race. It's the name Dilligaff. I don't know if you've ever heard that. Do you know what that means?
Uh
Do I look like I give a fuck? So all so like Stadler, we have a lot of we're worldwide based, right? So um most of our crew, most of our installers come from Slovenia, and Dave obviously comes from UK. We've got some Germans, so they come from all over the world. And Dave may or may not like to drink a little bit, and maybe some of the Europeans do a little bit. I'm actually not that big of a drinker. I don't really enjoy it as that much, but they ended up getting hammered and getting Dilligaff tattooed on their ankles. And Dave's been begging me to get that. Nope. But they just donated some money to the program to buy some race tires at the Ridge. So we're gonna put Dilligaff back on the helmet. They did that last year as well. And yeah, so we're gonna get Dilligaff on the helmet.
Love it, dude. I
Now
freaking
everybody knows
love
what
it.
it means. Hopefully Moto America won't ban that they not know what it means.
Right? Oh, that's hilarious. I love it. Dude, if you could travel back to any era of time, where would you go?
Go. Oof. Man, my I just want to go back to my like high school years, man, to be honest. Like, bro, like, dude, can you imagine going back what you know now and going back to your high school years? Like, I think things might turn out a little, I don't know. I mean, I'm happy, totally happy. I like this, but I might know a thing or two more. I don't know.
Good answer, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I often think about that too. If I go back, know what I know now, well, how different would shit be right now, right? Yeah. It
Dude, high school was, man, the night nah, man. High school.
was
High
great,
school.
dude. It was, bro.
I know all
Before
you
the
people that
cell
were born.
phones.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, we had
All you
pagers, right? Oh, I just got a beat. Remember on pagers?
never had a pager. Never had a
Okay, so I had a
pager.
pager, and on the pager, you could actually spell boobs on it and send it as like a little page to each other, and we'd send each other boobs all the time, right? We'd be like, yeah, we'd be laughing in class. I get boobs, right?
Nice.
Men are simple people, right? Very simple.
Very. Oh,
Guys.
my wife. My wife knows.
Mine
Bless her
does
heart.
too, right? Yes, yes, yes. Dude, I got one more question. I'm gonna save the rest for the
Yeah.
next round, but me and
All
you're
right.
going out, right, to the bar. What's our go-to karaoke song?
Oh, dude, I'm so bad at songs. The only reason why, and I don't even know the name of the song, but I'm just a teenage dirtbag. And the only reason why I say that, so we were at Christmas party, and one of the guys that I work with, Brian Tucker, he is pretty monotone. He won't see this. He's not a rider guy, but I love the guy. He's so monotone, doesn't smile a whole lot, and he was pretty hammered off of a couple whiskeys, and he got up and nailed this fucking song. I mean, nailed the high pitched song. Like, it was awesome. So I'm going with I'm a teenage. What is it? I'm a teenage dirtbag baby. I think that's what it's called.
I
that's
love
it.
it, dude.
That's why
I
though.
love it. I love it. I'm gonna let you end the podcast like I do with all my friends by giving all your shout outs where they can find you, how they can sign up for the whole NATO Nation. But before I give you the mic, I just gotta give my shout outs real quick. And the first thing I always say is, man, if it wasn't for you and everybody listening and watching and likes and subscribes, I wouldn't be sitting here doing this. So it's nothing but love to each and every single one of you, and I truly mean that. Big shout out to Kabuto Americas. If you're interested in getting a Kabuto, man, hit me up. They're absolutely amazing. Helmets out there. Listen, it's 2026, people. Do yourself a favor. get yourself a full custom suit. It is a game changer, 110%. I'm dealing with
Airbag too.
AGV Sports Committee airbag too, right? Dude, it really is a game changer. So big shout out to Committee USA. Big shout out to K-Tech Suspension, SFL Mini GP, Jersey, and in South Florida. Listen, to note what I love about Michael Correa and the whole program, just sign up and register. You don't need shit. They provide the boots, the gloves, the helmets, the bikes. Hell, you can even rent a bike while you're there to try one out, to go out and buy one yourself, right? Whether you're 70 years old or you got a 4 or 5 year old son or daughter and you just want to get into riding, you cannot go wrong by SFL Mini GP. That's where a lot of the future legends are coming out of our Jersey and South Florida. Big shout out to, I got two friends that make undersuits too, right? It's not the same as your Under Armour or your fucking Nikes you buy at Dick's and all this shit, right? 64 Degree Racing. You guys and girls go to 64degreeracing.com. Tate, absolutely amazing. I got two custom undersuits from him and I'm freaking head over heels in love with them. And on that note, I got another really good friend of mine she has an amazing, they're both the best in the world. You're not going to go wrong by order. Venom Sport, vnmsport.com. Mama Aliki. For all my UK friends out there across the pond, you guys and girls can go to clothingkings.co.uk and order all your Pin to Gas podcast merch. I also got three friends that make wraps in the industry, whether you want your helmet wraps, your bike wraps, your freaking van wraps, your dog wraps, your wife wraps, whatever you want wrapped, right? They can do it. The first one is Chris Grizel from Drippin' Wet. My man Gus Rodeo from GRG Designs. A big shout out to my man Reese Brody. He actually sent me got some new stickers in the mail from REB Graphics. So thank you so much. You are absolutely amazing. Again, you're not going to go wrong by ordering from anybody. And the last thing I'm going to say is people support the people that support you. Keep it in the industry. Don't order that shit off of Walmart, Target, blah, blah, blah. Whether you can save 5%. Listen, it's very important. You keep it in the industry. That's how we grow. That's how we continue. So don't order from anywhere else. I know anything you want in the industry, just hit me up. Whatever you're looking for, I'll point you in the right direction, get you on the phone to whoever you need to talk to. But just please do me a favor, keep it in the industry, people. Thank you. Phillip, tell everybody where they can find you on social media, where they can sign up for the whole NATO Nation and all that good stuff.
Yeah, so you can find myself just as Phillip Gouker on. I don't really do a whole lot of Instagram for myself, but I do all of it obviously on the Nathan Gouker Racing 19 on Instagram, and then myself on same thing. I do his Facebook account as well, and then my personal one I use quite a bit. So Phillip Gouker on Facebook, and and then for Nathan's subscription, we are actually, it's just a link in his bio. If you go to Instagram, it's a link in his bio. The last post I did on Facebook has a link in the bottom of it as well. It's easy. Put a credit card in and done. And it just charges you every month. Like I said, 20 bucks. It's actually $19. That'd be great. You don't have to do the 50 if you can't. I'm perfectly fine with that. 19 will go a long way if we can get a bunch of them, and we don't have a bunch at all. Actually, we don't have many at all. So if but we do have two good ones though. So we do appreciate Craig Conger and Dave Rosso. Thank you very much. Brent Talley and Sean Smith. Those are our four, to be honest with you, that we have. So we could use some more. But I do want to give a big shout out to all Nathan's sponsors. Maybe even tell you a little bit more than certainly Nathan can about them. Certainly Quarterly Racing is Dale Quarterly. If you guys don't know Dale, man, look him up. He's an absolute legend. Look up the video with Miguel Duhamel and Dale Quarterly. It's it's pretty funny actually. But Dale Quarterly, he does still his NASCAR stuff. He actually won't be joining us in Seattle, which is pretty interesting. But I just found that out today. But we also have part of Dale Quarterly is Bob Robbins as well. I normally don't give him too big of a shout out. He likes kind of remain a little bit hidden behind the scenes. But if you guys remember the RC 390 Cup back in the day, the KTM Cup, I mean, that was Dale Quarterly and Bob Robbins. So Bob has been an integral part of American road racing for a very long time. So also Warhorse Racing, they provided the Kramer for us this year. So we got Alessandro's bike. I think we got Alessandro's bike from from last year, and then of course wrench racing, and we got all the part. We got a bunch of parts too from Warhorse, and then of course we had to buy a bunch too. But wrench motorcycles, Jamin, that's who owns and operates Wrench Motorcycles. Great guy. He just moved to Georgia. Really looking forward to this year. It's a really good yeah, it's a really good program. We're excited about it, and obviously Cam Peterson and Robbie Peterson and the whole crew been super awesome. CP Motorsports. Don't want to give a whole lot of detail about this. This is the little kind of trade secret thing that kind of part of the family. But yeah, it's a family member that has been by our side, and without this particular person, I mean, there's just zero chance we could be doing any of this. To be honest with you, he's been behind us since the Cobra days. So thank God, thank God for him. Fast by Faraci, the legend. I mean, yeah, Rado Faraci, what a great guy. He helped us back in 2022. We were actually sponsored by Warhorse back then on a little Valleys, just a little bit, but yeah. So he's been kind of hugging Nathan, and he just sent us a care package, couple of T-shirts and stuff. So he's been awesome. Although we did have a sticker too small for him in Coda, so I had to make it big and in front. That's why it's in front. He let us know very proudly. So yeah, corner spin. How much more can I say, or what can I say about Aaron Stevenson and corner spin? I mean, this is where it all happens. It literally, in my opinion, is the best kept secret in the paddock. We don't want a whole lot of people there. I don't want a whole lot of kids coming there because they'll get better. But I mean, really, I mean, if you're not training in the dirt if you're not using the front brake hard in the dirt, you're missing out. I mean, I'm just telling you, you're not quite, you're leaving so much on the table. Maybe not as all adults. Maybe you can figure it out in some way, form or fashion. But certainly as a kid, if you haven't gotten your kid up to Aaron and at least let them have a weekend there, then you're missing out. KYT Americas, Brandon's been, I mean, again, by our side for a very long time. Dirt bike helmets, street helmets, gear, T-shirts, visors. Oh my gosh, the number of visors, I mean, this guy's been giving us helmets for so many helmets. I mean, Nathan has crashed so many helmets. So yeah, thank you very much, Brandon. VO2 Leathers, Jonathan Farmer. He's actually out of North Carolina, another corner spin graduate. Yeah, he's been providing leathers for Nathan for, again, a lot of years. And we actually got last year when we did the European Talent Cup, we needed some leathers homologated. So it was either buy new sets of leathers or try to figure out the course to get his homologated for FIM. And yeah, we were. So VO2 leathers are FIM homologated. So if you're looking to go in the Superbike paddock, World Superbike, or anything else, you can wear their leathers. That's how good they are. Next, Precision Track Days. Fahad and Kevin and the rest of the crew, they've been awesome. I mean, they've been just giving Nathan a chance to do track days. I mean, you know how expensive track days are nowadays, and there's just, with as much as we spend to travel around the country and do everything else and buy tires and all this other stuff that we do, to have an organization that allows Nathan to ride and, and honestly, like, ride last minute, like sometimes just show up and be like, can we ride, please? And they're always awesome. So huge shout out to all of the coaches at Precision Track Days. Again, they're just really good people. Got two others, Lejeune Motorsports and Buster Speed Shop. So this is Bear Stevenson. He races twins, and Jamie Ray. Jamie Ray's another corner spin guy. So you can see Aaron has a reach out for so many people. So many people have been through Aaron, corner speed and corner spin. But these two guys have just been big fans of Nathan, and yeah, just giving kind of Jamie Ray found us a 06 or an 08 R6 for stupid cheap. So it's one of our training bikes now. So appreciate that. And like I said, Bears let us ride. My wife just walked by freaking out. Bear let us ride the R7, and I think we're going to do a little bit of some racing on maybe the R7 this year, just to kind of give something Nathan for or something for Nathan to ride other than the Kramer. Again, 64 Degrees Racing. Tate's been providing Nathan with gear for a good couple of years now. I want to say like probably like 5 years now, if I'm not mistaken. So we get like 3 or 4 sets that we usually get from Tate, and they're awesome. This year they're actually way thicker. I think if you got a new set, you notice they're very different. Nathan loves this new set. Yeah, really likes the new set.
No, I don't have my new set there,
Here it
Tate.
is. Oh.
What's the deal, brother
Like
man?
Tate.
Right?
Yeah. No, they're awesome though. We
Yeah,
got
they
some
are.
custom ones with our logos on them, and
Yeah.
Tate's always been really good. Give a big shout out to Stuart Atkins. He runs Rising Sun Cycles. We don't really do a whole lot on the NSF much anymore. We still have it, but the R6 has kind of taken its place. Just a little fearful of wadding the NSF is a lot more expensive to wad up than the R6 is, ironically. So we're probably going to take a little step off, at least a little bit of that. Maybe as we get closer, we are going to trial for Red Bull Rookies Cup this year, FYI. And maybe as we get a little closer to that, we'll do a little bit more training, maybe kart track stuff on it. But yeah, so Rising Sun Cycle's been providing our parts for a very long time. Yeah, Essex Moto and Akasato Racing. So Essex Moto kind of is going to change a little bit of names, but this is Casey Clark. He also runs CMP Supermoto, CMP Supermoto is it called? Carolina Supermoto. Sorry, Casey. And yeah, we use Akasato for our master cylinders on the Kramer, and Casey's going to get us a kind of same setup. We've used them on the NSF. Yeah, super awesome braking system. Really, really nice. Like it a lot better than Brembo. Brembo has some pieces in it that when you damage them on a crash, you can't replace the individual little bits unless you're Bob Robbins and you make them on your own. But yeah, so Akasato, you're able to replace all the bits inside. So that was a huge reason we went with them. And yeah, Casey's been helping us out with that. Next, we have our sign company. So this is the company. We have a local guy that I know through Stadler. He's actually an uncle of one of the guys that used to work for Stadler, and I've kind of just kept him, or he's kept me around, I guess you should say. But Identity Custom Signage up in High Point, North Carolina. Appreciate all the little tornado stickers that you see. All our vinyl has been printed out by them. So I can't thank those guys. Matt and Donna, just awesome couple. Been helping us out for a long time. And I will give Gus Rodeo a shout out as well. He's the one that designed all of our graphics on the Kramer bike. Did a really, really good job. I was in some, he was going racing at Daytona. I'm a project manager, so I poke a little bit here and there. So, he's pretty young, so he may have been a little annoyed with me at times, but he got it all done, got it taken care of, and so I definitely appreciate that. 3 more: Carolina Supermoto, which kind of already mentioned, obviously. Casey Clark takes care of all of Nathan's Supermoto stuff. VIR Supermoto, Patrick does all our stuff there. We got a local tire guy, Daniel's Tire, just right up the road, like literally half a mile up the road. He helps me out with all my tires and like state inspections. We put trailer tires on all the time. The excursion's always needing something. So yeah, appreciate those guys up there. And last but not least, Ride Supermoto. This is Cody Dar. And I mean, Cody and Sarah have been Nathan's probably biggest fans since the very first SMEC race. That's when we met them. And Cody was doing a little bit of photography, and now Cody's gotten huge. They live up in York, PA, and he does a lot of motocross now, actually pretty much solely motocross. But those guys have been kind of providing us with, a little financial here and there every once in a while, what they can. It's been awesome. They're great people. So that's it. Those are the people that help us out, man. That's what we got.
It, man. I love it. It's all, like I told Nathan, the important puzzle pieces that's going to make up that big picture, right? Is everybody you named and everybody that don't know they're coming on board yet, that's going to be coming on board, right? So, yeah. Well, listen, Phillip, dude, it's been an absolute honor to have you on the podcast. This episode will be out tomorrow. I'm not going to release it tonight. I got to do some editing and stuff, but I'll release it tomorrow. As soon as I get off work, I'll come straight home, release it out there to everybody. I'll tag you. I'll send you the direct link, all that good stuff. Um,
Cool.
yeah, I won't be over there. I think the next race I'll see you at Mid Ohio
Nope. We don't go.
VRR.
Yeah. Home race. Ooh, that's
VRR.
gonna. Yeah.
Yep.
We're gonna try to pack that house, boy.
110% we're gonna pack
Hmm.
that house. So yeah, I'll see you there. We'll obviously stay in touch like we always do, man. And dude, proud of you, proud of
Thank you.
Nathan. You know, it takes a village, and it also takes a
Hmm.
lot of sacrifices from the parents to make these kids' dreams come true, right? Whether
And
they
from their
realize it or
siblings.
not.
And
No,
from
a
their
hundred
siblings.
percent, right? That yeah,
Yeah.
100%. So, you know, it's nothing but you know, Nathan is who he is because of the man you are, right? So it speaks
Thank you.
volumes.
Appreciate
So
that.
and it's an honor to be friends for sure.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Same here, man. Yeah. It's good to
So
get to know you this year. We didn't really get a chance to know each other, so I'm
yeah,
stoked to get to know you, man.
yeah, man, absolutely. We'll have plenty more times to sit down and chat and bullshit for sure. Looking forward
Mhm.
to it. But yeah,
For
I'm gonna
sure.
get off here. I'm gonna go out here and kick my son's butt a little while before he goes to bed. And yeah, I'll be
Yeah, man.
going to Summit Point this weekend to do some commentating, announcing on their live
Cool.
stream, as there's live stream. So I'm super excited about that. So yeah,
Sweet. Yeah,
Memorial
we
Day
might go to
weekend.
yeah, we might do SMEC, that Supermoto East Coast. They're coming to VIR kart track this weekend, so we may I I got to call my buddy Tim at SMEC. I got to call Tim May. He may have a bike for Nathan to. I'm begging to borrow, and man, it's what we.
You're
That's
right.
unfortunately what we do. I'll pay for it if we break it though somehow.
Um, well, let me know the next time you guys go out to VRR to do some training and stuff. Give me a call. Let me know. I'll meet you guys out there. We'll do some videos, sit down, bullshit, do some
Ah,
hot
okay.
dogs on the grill, and just catch up and hang out, man. We'll make a day of it. It'll be a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
that's where we'll be taking the 600 out there a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
yep. Patrick's the only one that Casey won't really let me ride or let him ride the 600 on the kart track. Yeah, there's different rules at CNP than there is at VIR. VIR
every
is the
track's different, right? Yeah.
yeah, the VIR is the blue collar of the tracks.
We love VIR. It's great. Yes.
Very much so.
Love it. All right, Philip, I'm gonna get off here, dude. It was an absolute honor to have you
Yep.
on, and yeah, I'll speak soon. Just give me you guys a schedule of the upcoming VR events you're gonna be at, and I'll be like, "Yep, I'll be there," and all that cool stuff. So,
Well, for what it's worth,
oh,
those are just I call Patrick and I'm like, hey man, can I come up?
okay. Well,
Yeah.
you let me know when you do that. I'll come up and meet you. Send me your address because I'm gonna send you and Nathan some of these podcast stickers I just got.
Cool. Okay. Sounds good.
All right, buddy.
Thank you very much,
All right,
man.
hey,
Appreciate you.
no, dude, you're welcome. I'll put the link in the bio to NATO Nation, his Instagram
Cool.
account, so people can click on that when they click on the podcast and go ahead and sign
Yeah.
up, bro. Let's go.
Awesome,
So
man. Thank you.
I'll do
Thank you.
that
Thank
too as
you.
well. Dude,
Thank
you're
you so
welcome,
much.
bro. No, the honor's all mine, my friend. And on that note, I'm out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an absolute honor to sit down with Phillip Gouker. We will see you soon. All right,
Bye.
Phillip.
Thank you.
I'll holler at you,
Bye.
bro. Thank you.
See you, man. Bye.
Calling all two-wheel enthusiasts, get ready to rev up your earbuds with Pin the Gas Podcast, the ultimate motorcycle racing podcast, hosted by Chris Simcoe, one of our very own excellent leaders here in Roanoke, Virginia. With expert analysis, behind-the-scenes stories, and exclusive writer interviews, Pin the Gas Podcast delivers the adrenaline rush of the racetrack straight to your ears. Whether you're a diehard fan or a curious newcomer, you'll gain insights that will transform how you watch and understand motorcycle racing. On your favorite podcast app, join Simcoe as he takes you on a high-speed journey through the world of motorcycle racing. Pin the Gas Podcast.